Thank you to. Can I even say your name? Gypsy Tits, incredible name. For subscribing to the channel. I really hope you enjoyed the content. Great name, obviously, best name. Also, nice profile pic with the Rosinante, but obviously, your name is unique. Very nice, very good, very good. Thank you once again, thank you. Hello, my name is Dr. Shambles, and this video is going to be somewhat of a theory crafting video, not really, but I need to make one video just talking to you guys about the developments on the purple cat strategy. As you guys know, I love this deck to bits, and I really want to make this work. So now that I have more experience on locals, I can somewhat tell you. Obviously, most of you who watch me play the deck and can figure out the problems yourselves. But there's been 2 developments in the strategy of Katakuri. Now there's 2 variants that you can play. And so with that, I decided to update my deck list, and I really need to talk about both strategies that you can do. So the first one, which is the one I play, is the ramp strategy. So you don't necessarily need to ramp, obviously, we all know that, but ramping just one time when you go first, just to make sure you can play Katakuri on one turn earlier. So then you can start, you know, doing your loops and whatever, is usually your best win condition, because there's a problem here with this deck in the current meta of the West, which is all of your early board gets punished really easily. This is what I found in my locals, and to be honest, I've been finding it on the sim, and I've seen some more people complaining about it. First problem is you don't find Perospero. I personally go into this problem a lot, and you obviously need Perospero a lot because he's one of your best bodies, and he's your best ramp. He lets you cycle cards, so you take out all the bricks and whatnot. So yeah, but if you don't find him, that's why we're playing this. But let me just get to Perospero just a little bit more. And another thing is, you play Perospero and then you get punished by cards like this. This is the one I have the most trouble with. Zeus. They just drop you Zeus and you, like, that. There goes your Perospero. But at least you got the ramp. Another thing is, there's a lot of cards that can punish you. Some of the guys I played also play Ragnarok, and they just take away your Perospero. God Threat as well. Sometimes the cycle with Perospero doesn't let you find the Katakuri, and then you just get red rocked. Where is it? Here on Perospero, because they see you take like one extra turn to play the Katakuri, and the deck list I was playing previously did not have as many mid-range bodies as now, and I'll talk about that later. And sometimes you just get Raging Tiger, so you're very subjective to removal because there's no protection. And while other decks have like this protection, like this, another. Oh wait, sorry. I need to do this fast because I don't have a lot of time to record or edit. Or this that protects their board. And so, like, most of the time my Ragnarok becomes useless. That means we're super dependent on the board that we built to remove their board and to reach a winning state, or at least snowball into it. And so, like, this, we require to build board. But we cannot build board as fast as others. For example, you have this example, obviously, or this example, like, he's built, like, most of the decks that build this, which is purple black Luffy, the Gear 5, play this. It's putting their leader at 7k, and he's building a pretty good body. So, you know, they have those advantages as well. And once again, they have like the Crocodile Mihawk. They have this Crocodile that lets them spam. You also have Luffy Taro. So yeah, and we cannot spam as much board as others, at least not on early game, because we don't have that easy ramp. Purple Luffy has the leader ability that just lets him ramp when active down, that lets him do his combos and swarm the board. Law can use his leader ability to go down on lives and spam the board really fast with blockers and searchers, and then replace them with bigger bodies, mid-range bodies. One of the best players I've seen playing this deck goes down to 0 lives and storms the board in like 3 turns. Yes, it is possible with this deck. I've been victim of it. So we cannot keep up with such board building. And at least in my experience, most of the bodies that I dropped were punished right away. And when I got the ramp, I just couldn't drop my big bodies. So the idea with this new deck list is to make sure I have a ramp, so that's why we abandoned It's the Life For, because we don't really need to punish the opponent with a double ramp up. I can't stress this enough. Trust me, the winning condition here is just ramp up on dawn and make sure we play the big bodies. That's it. That's our win condition. If we try to elaborate a lot, it's gonna be very hard. And another problem with It's to Die For is we're not building board. Again, a lot of protection, and we need to build board. Like, even if they remove it, at least we get the ramp, and hopefully we get the Katakuri. That's why also we're playing these Vanillas 2Ks. I was playing Sasaki, but I removed Sasaki for these two guys. Like, they pretty much make sure of the ramp as well. And then I was playing 4 Uzohashi, 3 Strusen, and 4 Sasakis. I removed those Uzohashis that I was playing 4 of, and I added just 2 the 10 siblings. These are also mid-range bodies I can drop. If you still prefer Uzohashi, you can. The reason, again, is we need to build board. We can only drop 1 body per turn, and even if we don't find Paraspera, and somehow we don't find neither of those two with the amount of search that we have, which is pretty bad, we can at least drop one of these two. Daifuku is at 4, because he's the one I love the most to drop, because he has the better stats. He has a 6 cost, 7k power, so he stays on the field, while the 10 siblings are 5 cost, 6k power, so they're more subjective to the removal, and therefore I'm only playing 2. Strusen is our weapon to finish the game. Uzohashi is better. I don't understand how can the Luffys have something like Uzohashi that pretty much rests 5 costs for free, because they ramp up to 8 on like nothing. And we are going down 1 down with Strusen. We need to get the cost, so we need to go down 2 with either pudding or leader effect, and then we need to guess the costs, and we only get to rest 4 costs or less. I think like all these shenanigans, we should be able to rest a 5 cost or less, just like Uzohashi. The only upside of Strusen is he goes around Blackbeard because it's activate main, but still, I think we're losing 2 dawns, plus 3 because 2 dawns, yeah, because if it doesn't work, we stay without those 2 dawns. We're losing 3 active dawns by playing this, and we don't get to rest a 5 cost, which is the normal cost line of the blockers nowadays. So yeah, but this is the ramp up strategy. I'm still playing 2 Ragnaroks because thankfully with this strategy we can ramp up a little bit and start playing Katakuris. Hopefully we're playing Liling. I'm playing 4. You can go to 3, by the way. Fine by me. You can go 3 and play something else, maybe another Ananai. Although and now we get into another topic. This guy, fuck him. That's it. I'm gonna be straight up. Fuck this guy. He counters our entire strategy. He rests our blockers, and our strategy is somewhat defensive, because we need to play defensive, and late game we snowball and start changing the game around. Yeah, maybe you can remove 1 for another Anana, because against everything else except green, this is still very good. But I'm playing 4 because on my locals, I legit can tell you guys, I went to 2 locals, and I think only in 1 game I found this, which is pretty sad. So I'm playing 4. If anything, we can use Paraspero to cycle out. But yeah, and you kind of want to play this as soon as possible as well, because it's a body that stays, it's a body that can clear other board, it makes a lot of pressure. Not only that, and I cannot stress this enough, this effect saves you games. The amount of I'm talking here on the sim, by the way, because on locals I haven't seen this card. The game that I saw this card, this happened as well. The amount of times I play Lin, I'm always one turn that I need to survive to then finish next turn. Her effect just comes clutch every time. Every time. Your opponent tries to play around it, we don't care, we just do it, and most of the time I still survive. But if you want, you can remove one Lin, and you can play another Anana, another 2k, or one of the 9 cost. I tried this at 3 or 2 in the other strategy I still haven't talked about. Again, this is gonna be a long video just explaining strategies. This feels good, again, in this meta on the West, actually, which is pretty crazy. The reason I'm not playing it is it does buys us time, it is a good body that stays, it heals us, it removes one body, so it's nice. But most of the time in the aggro decks, which is pretty much what I go against now on my locals and on the sim, this does buys us time, but it doesn't buy us enough time. So most of the time I rather just play for the 10 cost Lin, or swarm the board with Katakuris thanks to our 2 cost, which is also another thing that we need to talk about here. I'm making sure I ramp, but most of the time, because my Parasparrow got punished and I didn't have any other bodies to play with, I only had the leader swing most of the time. I pretty much couldn't play the game because here's the thing. You play Katakuri, like after you ramp with Parasparrow, they can pretty much like either find something to remove it with this pretty much, or they can rest it with Hody and just go through it and it puts you at a losing situation. Or yeah, that's pretty much it. So most of the time what I found, like, because again, and now I need to talk about our leader effect, I can see from the top deck of my opponent, and every time I look at my opponent I see cards like the Zeus, I see cards like the Red Rock, and I see cards like many things that I know that once I drop Katakuri I could potentially be punished. Zeus cannot punish Katakuri, obviously. And again, the pool of cards that can punish the 8 cost category are much less than the 5 costs. But still, for some reason, I was always seeing on the top of my opponent's deck cards that go past category. And so, most of the time what I found was I need to play around it, so most of the time I didn't play the game till like my opponent is at 8 on and we start playing category, the 2 costs into the 8 cost, and that's when I started to turn around. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If this, with this new 4 bodies, I'll get to them again, with these new 4 bodies, at least 2 weight, so I can play the game. Let's imagine, I play one category, I get punished by that category, or I can still play around it by not playing category. I can play 2 bodies, and thanks with these vanillas and these 2 new bodies, Parasparrow, Anana, the Searchers, another pudding, like, I can play mid-range much better than I could before. So that adds, these cards all add up to my new strategy. Now, Sanji is at 3 because we kind of want to reach our late game, and so he's not searchable, and if you can play Katakuri, next turn you play Lin, or if you see that your opponent is at 8 on and you don't see really an opportunity to play Lin, don't force it. You can play 2 cost Katakuri, another Katakuri, and then play Sanji, and that's it. So really good chemistry with this deck. Another card that you can obviously steal, Queen. I love Queen. When the situation came that I played I knew I couldn't play Katakuri, and because I would get punished, I would just play a Queen and cycle out cards so I could find the 2 cost and more 8 cost to then swarm the board. So you can think about him as well. But I haven't found such need because I'm just playing mid-range with these bodies. Now, since I'm talking about Queen, you can remove the 10 siblings for 2 Queens, by the way, and play with 8 2Ks. I know, it's kind of risky, and that's why I decided not to do it. but that is something you can do. You can also remove Ragnarok to play the queens. That's up to you, but I still like Ragnaroks. Especially Ragnarok is when you manage to snowball. Lilin clears the bodies that protect, or Sanji in case it's the beige. In case it's this beige, he's very good at resting it, and then we can deal with him. And then you can steal Ragnarok something next turn, because if you play Sanji, obviously cannot do it. But sometimes I can swarm the board with 2 8 cost categories thanks to this. The amount of times I do the combo with 2 at the same time is very consistent. So that's why I'm saying play swarm with the board with 2. And then you swing with what you already have in the board, and then you just play Ragnarok because you pretty much bait all of their the beige most of the time. So it's still pretty good. Another thing you can do. Okay, now let's get into these two, which is the biggest difference in the deck besides the 2Ks. I wasn't going to play Oven. The idea here was to play 4 Bond Clays. I still haven't even got the other strategy. I'm still on this one. Holy shit, sorry guys. I was going to play Bond Clay at 4, but I don't, in case you guys don't know and you're somewhat new to the channel, I don't play with decklists where I don't have the cards. If I'm playing with cards that I don't have, I'm either practicing with them to see if I really want to buy them, or I'm already with my mindset to buy them. So that's why, and I'm not gonna buy another 2 Bond Clays. I don't even have the 2 that you guys are seeing here. I do, but I didn't buy them. It was a birthday gift from a friend of mine. So yeah, I didn't spend money on these guys, but I do have 2. And I would be lying if I said that they don't feel nice in the deck. I try them now. I've played some games. You guys will see next week the gameplay. These guys feel super good. Again, you could play It's to Die For, and you could get the combos of Ramping 2. But just like I said, Ramping 1 is all that you need. And this guy is mid-range. He ramps you up 1 Dawn, and if you want to, you can just leave him up, make him bait more removal, or he can make pretty big swings, obviously, as you guys know. It just, there's a lot of versatility here. And then I'm playing Oven. I don't have the other 2 Bond Clays. Oven is just to replace the ramp. I could play, some people do play actually, the Hawkins, which you just play like to ramp, that's it. He only adds 1 Rested Dawn though, but again, it's a ramp with a trigger. You can play obviously the It's to Die For. Oh my god. There you go. Obviously, but again, a brick, and that's the idea that I'm trying to stray away from. It's playing bricks. And there's some more utilities that obviously you have with Oven, so that's why I don't feel that bad of playing Oven. Example, going against Blackbeard, depending on the Blackbeard, most of the Blackbeards only start using their lead ability once you reach 6 to 7 Dawn. No, 7 to 8 Dawn because of Sanji and then Katakuri's and whatever. So most of the time, Bond Clay still passes through, but it's still nice to have an Oven because here's the thing. Sometimes my opponent on his first turn, let's imagine with Blackbeard, he can play 2 searchers or 1 stage and 1 searcher and leave that searcher up, and we pretty much punish it right away with Oven if we see him. That's one thing. Another thing is against Bonnie, against Bonnie, when they play 2 Bonnie searches, we can punish it by just leaving them with 1. Same with the Law. They also play 2 Bonnies, or in case of Bonnie and Law, they sometimes play 1 Kid and Killer and then pass. And what we can do in this case is we swing first, lose a Dawn, go to 4 Dawn because we're at 5. Let's imagine we went first. They will rest, hopefully, our pudding, which is what we need to see at early. And then we play Oven, and then you just rest Oven, declare the cost, get the ramp, and then KO their Kid and Killer, and they no longer get 1 free. They can no longer get 1 free active Dawn in the case of Bonnie to activate their layer effect and need to set up a Rouge, which they do find it with consistent. But again, I'm just giving you guys ideas on how to use the Oven. He can also remove annoying bodies, for example, you guessed it, the boy himself. So that's another addition. Also, he can get this guy as well, so that's nice as well. So yeah, there's a lot of additions to Oven, so that's why I don't feel bad playing with him. But I would be lying if I said I wouldn't prefer to play the one place. But yeah, this is the strategy. Thank you. Holy shit. Now let's get into the control strategy, which is something some people are changing to. Let me see if I find the deck. There you go. Star of Perpicata, which is the more control deck. Now, this is a copied deck list of second place deck list, and some people in the chat are saying they are winning some locals with this deck list. This is a control deck list which you pretty much remember when I see that every time I play Perospero and try to ramp, then I get punished, or I get punished Perospero and then I get punished on Katakuri. So this deck list is to play around that, and we don't play for the ramp as much. If we don't ramp, it's fine, we just control the board with the events, and that's why the 9 cost Lily is here. I would play this at 2, by the way. And yeah, pretty much the idea is to survive, to control the board till your opponent reaches the 8 on, so you can abuse your 2 cost kata. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the strategy. Like, since, and this comes also from my experience on locals, since we cannot play the game early game, then fuck it. We'll not let our opponent play the early mid game as well with the events, and we need to make sure we survive till we start swarming the board with our late game bodies. That's why he's playing 3 of the 5k event. I did try this deck list, by the way. In my personal experience, this is a very 50-50. Like, if it works, great. It will feel great to win with this deck list, by the way. But unfortunately, many times I'm just bricked. My hand is just bricked and I cannot counter anything. And I'm always going down too much on Dawn because I'm bricked and I cannot play much. And so it's very hard, to be honest. It's also very hard to leave one Dawn up to play this event. And if you do it, that means you're not playing optimally with the bodies that you drop. So those are the problems that I found, but I would be lying. But since this deck list does bring results, and a lot of people have told me that this deck list does bring results, I'm gonna tell you to please try it for yourselves. One little things that I would do here is remove this. Same problems that I told you already. She does bias time, but most of the time she doesn't bias enough time. So yeah, I would still play this at 2, and I would remove this one, and you could play like another Daifuku to have more 2Ks, and you can play 2 Bond Clays, or you can play a Nanana and Daifuku, whatever. This is what I would do, but there you go. But since this is working for most people, like most people are just copying this deck list and winning, I'm just giving my personal opinion. Do not take it that seriously. Play this deck list and see it for yourself. But understand the strategy is, if we don't play the game early because we just get punished most of the time, then our opponent cannot play their game as well, and so we punish them as well. And then not only that, most of this deck list is made to counter the deck lists that don't go down on Dawn. So eventually they'll reach 8 on, and that's when we start playing the game. Sometimes not even that. Sometimes we're already at 9, and we can drop a Linling. It depends a lot. It depends too much. Like, again, this deck list, the consistency on this deck list is not as good on the other one when it comes to pulling the strategy, which is my personally the main reason why I decided not to play with it anymore. Like, I was winning, at least on the sim, I am winning a lot of games with the new deck list. I still haven't took it to locals, and this deck list, when I was playing on the sim, I'm playing ranked, by the way, now, because I didn't know that the ranked ladder right now on the OP bounty is so active. When I used to play on the start of the app, there was no players there. Now there is a lot, so maybe we just start playing ranked. But when I play with this, I was just losing every time. Like, they would just play aggro anyways, and they would still find ways to swarm the board, and just make us lose lives really quickly. Maybe I just don't know how to play with this deck list. It could be it. It could be a pilot problem. I'm assuming it is, by the way, because if other people are bringing results with it, then it's gotta be me. It's gotta be me. But yeah, if it doesn't work for me, I'm not gonna play with it. I'm just gonna play with the other one. But yeah, so these are the problems that I found into our meta, and that's why I decided to give you guys this video. I really need to talk about the new strategy, and how I decided to develop my own. There was also a top 32 Katakuri on originals, I believe. Yeah, where someone managed to found a video of him showcasing his deck list, and he pretty much played like this. Only he was playing for Bond place, and he was not playing Ragnarok. He was playing this Noro Beam. I only have one copy, so I'm not gonna be playing. He was playing 2. And then he was not playing Daifuku, he was playing 2 siblings. The name is not siblings, but here is siblings, I'm just saying. He was playing with 8 2K, so like this. Strusan, 2 Marias, and 2 siblings. He was playing also an Anana. And he was playing what else? He was playing, let me just make before I end the video, the deck list here. There's one card missing. He was not playing this. He was playing. I know what's the missing card. And Law. This. I would be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about playing Law myself. By the way, this Law is very good into this meta because most of the time we cannot punish. Again, they punish our board building, so that means we cannot build board to swing with, so they can start spending cards from their hands. Or when we start doing that with the Katakuri, Sanjis, and Linlings, usually it's already too late. Now with this new strategy, it's not actually. I found success with it, so I'm gonna stick with it. So sometimes just dropping a Law, building a blocker, and punishing the amount of cards that your opponent has is really nice. This works especially good against the green decks. Bonnie and Law. They usually have a lot of cards in hand. Bonnie with Search and taking lives, and Law by taking lives. So yeah, this card punishes as well. For now I'm playing like this. If I see a need, I could potentially like remove these 2 and play 4. Since the 10 siblings are most of the time only a 2K, I could remove them and play the and play 2 Laws. I would play 2 Laws, by the way. I would not risk it at 1. I would play 2, so I can make that change. But it's super risky to play with 8 2K. Like, if I'm telling you guys that with the control strategy I was breaking the fuck up, and then all of a sudden I'm playing with less 2Ks, but at least I'm playing with more blockers. But still, no, I'm not. I'm actually playing with, yeah, it's super risky, so for now I'm gonna stay it like this. But yeah, this was the video. Sorry, it was a long time talking about the strategy and talking about the deck list in depth. More on the new one, because this is the one I have the most experience and the one that works for me. So obviously I'm gonna talk about it more. And I talked about a little bit in comparison to this new strategy. You starve your opponent. Most of the time, by the way, the playstyle that I found the most success is you play Paraspero, you do whatever you need to do, but you don't swing with him at all. You only swing with him to remove boards. And then you only make pressure onto lives, if you do make pressure onto lives, with your leader. That's it. That's pretty much it. Most of the time you don't even ramp because you're not swinging with your leader to look at the top cards, and usually they just take the first life, obviously. That's already going against your own thinking, the thought process of starving. So yeah, most of the time we don't even ramp if you don't see the need to. We don't swing, we just play very slowly, just control the board. That's how I found some success with this deck list. But again, do not take it from me. I did not find good success with this. I did not bring results with this, but other people have. Maybe you should join the Discord of One Piece and join that channel and ask them yourselves. Make a bunch of questions to them. I didn't. I think that's it. And again, trying this deck, that's how I found success. Whew, there you go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Next video will be some more Purple Kata gameplay with my new deck list. I already have good replays. I'm very happy with those. Those are also in the rank ladder. So yeah, goodbye.